Hey everybody, congratulations! You made it to day 6. My really heartfelt congratulations to everybody who made it all the way through the 5-day fast mimicking diet challenge. It really is a challenge. It's not like the kind of 5 days that you're going to look forward to. You are dieting, you are eating a very restricted calorie, almost fasting for 5 days, and your body thinks it's fasting. So if you made it all the way through the challenge, and I really, really hope you did, then, congratulations. You deserve it. Be proud of yourself. It's a big accomplishment. So way to go, everybody. I also made it. Yay for me. And I'm pretty happy about that too, because while I've done extended fasts before, I've never made it all the way through day 5. So all the way through day 5, which means that I got tons of benefits from apoptosis and autophagy that I didn't necessarily kick in the other times I've done fasts. So I'm really excited about that. On the scale this morning in the bathroom, I weighed in at 6.2 kilograms. I'm 66.2 kilograms, which is a 2.2 kilogram weight loss, which comes into like about 5 pounds, which is a significant weight loss. Again, a lot of that weight loss will be glycogen, burning glycogen, which will come back. So I will weigh again about a week from now, probably, maybe midway through this coming week or towards the end of this coming week. And that'll give me a truer look at how much weight I lost. But I bet it's at least a couple pounds off. And off my waist, it looks like I lost 2 centimeters, which is about an inch. And that's a pretty direct measure because that has nothing to do with glycogen burn. That's real abdominal fat that got burnt during these last few days. So that's pretty exciting. I will also do a blood test. I'll go in on Wednesday and have an extensive blood test and compare that to my results from before. And I'll be back, probably not this coming week, but the week after with the results of my blood tests and kind of a wrap up about all that. Today, really quickly, because I don't want to spend too much time, I want to run through what you should be eating in between your fast mimicking diet. So, if you're doing something therapeutic, you would be doing a fast mimicking diet every month for 3 months. If you are trying to lose weight, you might consider doing a fast mimicking diet every month until you reach your target weight. And if you're relatively healthy or you're already at your targets for all of those things, then you would do fast mimicking diet once every 3 months or twice a year, depending on your objectives. In between that, I strongly recommend, not the usual American diet, which is, high in simple carbs and high in protein, but what Dr. Walter Longo calls the longevity diet. Let me just quickly, I've made some notes here in front of myself, so if you see my reading my screen, that's what it's about. I just want to quickly run through what that is. Let me give you my summary first, and then I'll give you the details from Dr. Longo. My summary, you need all macronutrients. The human body is obviously evolved to consume all of the major macronutrients. But it's eat carbs, but simple carbs, but complex carbs. Don't eat simple carbs. So get your carbohydrates from vegetables and roots and whole grains, and not from sugar, and not from processed foods, and not from bread, and not from pasta, and not from white rice, but stick to complex carbohydrates. Keep the protein really low, much lower than most people do it, and get most of your protein from fish and from legumes. And in terms of fats, obviously avoid trans fat completely. Those are going to be illegal soon anyway in the United States, but avoid trans fats completely. Moderate saturated fats, you don't need a lot, despite what some keto people will tell you. Saturated fats are not associated with longevity. And stick to polyunsaturated or monounsaturated fats, olive oil in particular, in at least epidemiological studies and longevity studies, seems to be associated with extended life and longevity. So, olive oil seems to be a really good choice. I do olive oil and grapeseed oil. Those are the two mainstays in my diet. I think that's a good way to go. So, eat carbohydrates, but good ones, not bad ones. Eat protein, good ones, but not bad ones. And eat fat, the good ones, not the bad ones. More specifically from Dr. Longo, let me quickly go through his recommendations. Um, he recommends a plant-based or pescatarian diet, so plants and fish, with the fish being heavy on omega-3, and avoid those with lots of high levels of mercury. So, in my book, that means mostly eating small fish. So stick to anchovy, sardines. Salmon can be good as long as it's fresh caught, shrimp, trout, those kinds of things. Keep your protein levels low, about a third of a gram per pound of body weight. So that means that for the average woman, it's like 40 to 50 grams of protein per day. And for the average man, about 60, 70 grams per day. And again, try to make that mostly from fish or beans. As you get older, so older means over 65 years of age, you can start adding in a little bit of other protein, especially milk. And for some reason, goat's milk epidemiologically seems to be associated with a longer life. Minimize saturated fats. Try to avoid animal fats and fats from meats and cheese, and try to focus on complex carbs. And what else? Let's see. Follow a diet with high mineral content. Consider taking a multivitamin, but probably a lot less than most people do when they take a multivitamin. So, like, he recommends one multivitamin every 3 days instead of one a day. Try to figure out what your ancestry is, and try to eat from your ancestors' table. Dr. Longo believes that part of the reason we have so much autoimmune disease these days is we're eating things that are not part of our genetic history. In my case, it's really hard because I'm such a mutt. I've got so many different ancestry running around inside of me. But if you can find out what your ancestry is, or your main ancestry, then eating from your ancestors' table is a really good idea. It may be just as simple as finding out what your grandparents were eating and try to eat like your grandparents, because chances are that their diet was a lot better than a modern diet. Try to eat 2 times a day instead of 3 times a day. Avoid snacks, avoid late night eating. Try to do time restricted eating, but not necessarily this 16/8 stuff that's so popular right now. But do try to eat within a 12-hour window at least, as opposed to snacking at night or whatever, like most people seem to do in the United States. And that's about it. That's the longevity diet, and what I really recommend you try doing. And you can do the longevity diet at a level that is less than your total dietary energy expenditure if you're trying to lose weight. But be careful with that, because you can slow down your metabolism, and then it makes weight loss more difficult in the future. So think about whether or not you want to do that, or just stick to doing the fast mimicking diet once a month until you hit your target weight. I think that's a really good plan, both from a weight loss standpoint and from a longevity perspective. Okay, that's it. Again, one more time, yay for you. Good job on making it all the way through to the day 6 of the fast mimicking diet. Don't forget your transition diet. You got to take it easy today, or you will be sorry, I promise you. I'll talk to you again this coming week with the results of my sort of midweek weigh-in, and then probably next week with results of my blood tests, so what my results were in terms of more biological markers. That's it. Have a really wonderful Saturday, you guys, and celebrate. Talk to you again soon. Bye.